Hello and welcome to Good Deeds. It's brought to you by justserve.org. There's many organizations in our community that are making a difference in people's lives every day and making this a better community. If you'd like to get involved by volunteering your time or by making a donation, justserve.org is a great place to find organizations to connect with. Today, we are talking with Pat McConaughey from Happy Tales Pet Sanctuary. Hello and welcome to Good Deeds.
Well, thank you. And thank you for having me and also showcasing our organization.
Well, I am excited to find out more about the work that you do for the animals of our community. How long has Happy Tales Pet Sanctuary been around? And tell us what makes Happy Tales different.
Well, Happy Tales has been around. It was founded actually almost 30 years ago. We're going to be celebrating having our big 30th anniversary. Hard to believe. We just felt like we just had our 25th. And it was founded by a woman named Melanie DeLuck. She was writing an article about abandoned pets, and she was taken to an area where there were a lot of cats that were just kind of tossed out and I mean some were feral, but some were definitely abandoned and just dumped. And she thought this just can't happen. So after writing her article, she started Happy Tales Pet Sanctuary 1993. And we are primarily volunteer run. We have a center manager, a vet medical person, and a vet tech. Other than that, our volunteers who help with the cats, the adoptions, the cleanings, etc. We can talk a little bit more about that in a minute. We're all dedicated volunteers. And just letting you know that I think what sets us apart from other organizations, we are absolutely a no-kill shelter, meaning that animals can live out their lives in our shelter, even if they have issues. And we will obviously put an animal down or do euthanasia if they are in pain or there's a medical need. But other than that, they can stay in our shelter even if they're not adopted. We're also a cage-free, meaning if you come down and you see our shelter, you see that we're different. The animals are not in cages. And we house the cats at the center. The dogs are in foster care. We started out as a shelter for cats, but we're expanding into more and more dogs, but we have to foster them in homes.
Yeah, there's such a need in this community. Shelters are filling up and full of pets, which it makes it even more important than ever to spay and neuter your pets because the population is just exploding and a lot of these pets end up homeless.
Well, that is absolutely right, Sheryl. It is a growing, just as we have a homeless population of humans, we also do of animals. And we've really got to get this overpopulation under control. And as you said, it's very, very important to spay and neuter. And any animal that we adopt out has been medically examined and to the best of our ability is in the best of health that we can possibly know about at that time. And they are spayed or neutered. We would never send an animal home to a family or individual without that happening, because that is part of controlling the population, which is the humane thing to do.
So how can the community best support you? Like take a person such as myself who loves animals, cats especially. I have one very pampered cat and I can only have the one in my apartment, but I would love to be around other cats and help them. How can we as the community best support what you're doing at Happy Tales?
Well, there are a number of ways. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, we are primarily volunteer run. So we have a number of dedicated volunteers that do everything from cleaning cages to answering our phones to doing follow-ups with adoptions to actually doing the adoption counseling. Very, very important. We couldn't exist without that people power, if you will. And or, if people just want to be around cats and they're not able to have them at this time, they can come down and just visit the center, play with the cats, help socialize them as well. The dogs, it's a little bit different because they are in individual homes and they are being fostered prior to being adopted out. But you could become a foster actually for dogs, which we very much need, and especially the larger dogs, because they are sometimes a little more difficult to find even foster homes for. So we need those, but we definitely, knowing how many dog lovers there are in the community, we want to really work on growing that program and having more and more fosters. And I might say another niche that we fill is that we will get calls from other shelters in the area saying, can you take this particular dog? We think that maybe with a little extra loving, tender loving care that we don't have the resources to provide, but maybe in a home, a one-on-one, you could get that dog in such a state or situation where they would become adoptable, either through health, through extra health care, taking care of them through better health care, also just socializing them and making them adoptable. So that's another way that you can also help, but also donations. We're right now in our Christmas in July, we're calling it. So donating food to the animals, you can either drop it off or they're going on our website and doing it through Amazon. We're in special need. Let me look for Pro Plan kitty food because it is kitten season. We're in the middle of it and we've got lots of kittens. But let me also say that another one of our missions and that makes us different is that we really take care of older cats and infirm cats and want to adopt them. They need homes too, and they can make wonderful pets. Cats, as some of you may know, can live to be 20, and they need love and care as well. The need is great, as you said, Sheryl, for animals in the community. All of the shelters are providing the best care they can in their individual arena or area, and we feel like we really offer a special service. The other thing, when I mentioned that cats can live their lives out in our center, we have a whole area called catnip, which is for feral cats. We have 130 cats these are cats that are feral, so they're not necessarily adoptable because of behaviors, etc. However, they wouldn't be able to exist out in the community because of various issues and health problems. So we provide that unique humane service of giving them a home, shelter, and food in our catnip shelter part of the center. And some of them do become, we are able to get them in such a situation that they can become adoptable. So that does happen.
Well, I so much, as an animal lover and a cat lover, thank you so much for what you're doing for these cats in our community. And I'm definitely going to be looking into volunteer opportunities. I would love to come down and help out at Happy Tails. So,
well, we would love to see you, Sheryl. We'd love to see anyone else out there in the community who loves animals. And like I said, just even wants to just come down, pet the kitties and kind of help out. Also, we do need donations. We totally run on donations and grants. There's no government funding for us. So we need that as well. And again, there's more information on our website, happytails.org.
Yes. Well, thank you again, Pat, for talking with us. And thank you for the amazing work that Happy Tails is doing for the pets in our community.
Well, thank you. And we so appreciate having you get the word out about our organization.